Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is John Wilson and I'm really happy tonight to do the Get to Know Me tag. So I've already uploaded, half a dozen or so, 7 videos maybe, and at this point I've been like really rude and I haven't told you anything about me. So I'm really pleased to be able to answer 25 questions that should help you get to understand who I am and a bit more about me. So let's get cracking, let's get straight into it. I think I'm going to have a little drink of Prosecco before we get started as I relive my childhood answering some of these questions. So let's go. Number 1, what is your middle name? This is a complicated answer. My middle name used to be Mitchell. However, when I got married, I decided to change my first and last name. I only changed the spelling of my first name, but my last name is now Wilson. My middle name used to be Mitchell. My full name was John Mitchell Quip. It is now just John Wilson. What is your favourite colour? My favourite colour has to be green, red, anything bright, yellow and orange. If I had to pick one favourite colour, I would say it must be red, because I have a red car and I wouldn't have chosen my car in red if it wasn't my favourite colour, so we'll say red is my favourite colour. Who was your first best friend? So, when I grew up, I had 2 best friends, and the reason I had 2 best friends is because they were twins. Samantha and Kirsty, we grew up in the same village together, we were neighbours, and they were my friends since I was born, basically. So, 2 best friends. How tall am I? I'm 5'11", so I was having a debate with my husband earlier. Debate is like a polite word for an argument. He was saying that I was about 5'9". I know I'm 5'11". I am definitely 5'11". Cats or dogs? Well, I have 2 cats. One called Poppy, one called Kilo. I have 2 dogs, they're beagles. I'm going to introduce you to them very soon. They're called Archie and Piper. And actually, if you have a look at my vlog from a few days ago, you will see Archie and Piper at the beach. So, I have 2 puppies. Funniest moment throughout school. I have to be honest with you, school for me was really horrendous. I had a horrible time at school. I was pretty badly bullied at school. And this is really sad, but I actually can't remember any funny times at school. School for me was traumatic and horrific. So if you're feeling that, then I'm sorry that you've been through that. I know how you feel. I can't tell you any funny times of school. None. How many countries have you visited? Oh, the list of countries that I've visited. I've been really lucky. If I've done one thing in my life, it's I've been travelling. I have been to the States quite a lot of times. I have family there. They live in Phoenix, Arizona. I have been to Argentina, Brazil, France, Spain, Gran Canaria, Tenerife. I've been to India before, I've been to Australia, so I would say I'm pretty well travelled. I've been around a few countries and I am looking forward to seeing some more. Are you in or have you gone to college? The answer is yes. I have studied a couple of times. I have studied cognitive behavioural therapy. I have studied dispensing opticians, so I used to do that before I started my job that I do at the minute. So I have studied a couple of times and I've had a couple of vocations in my life, and I think I'm going to do a story time about my working experience and all the 45 million jobs I have ever done. I kid you not. What was your favourite and worst subject in high school? Like I say, high school for me was horrific. I really didn't have a great time at school at all. My best subject was not attending. Nah, I'm only joking. My favourite subject was computing. I did well in computing. I got top marks there. And my worst subject, I have to be honest and say, was maths. I'm really bad at maths. If it's not money, I'm not very good at counting it. What is my favourite drink? Prosecco, obviously. My favourite drink is actually sparkling water. I drink a lot of sparkling water. And tonight I'm just having a Prosecco because I feel like it. What is my favourite animal? I'm going to say favourite animal other than a cat or a dog because I have cats and dogs, so it would be a bit naughty of me to answer anything else. I think my favourite animal outside cats and dogs have to be a kangaroo. I seen them when I was in Australia. They're very, very cute. But that said, you know, I wouldn't want to piss off a kangaroo. Those guys could kick the guts right out of you. So, yeah, kangaroos. I like kangaroos. What is my favourite perfume? So, I found this fragrance called Molecule 1. It's by a company called Eccentric. I was given some as a present at Christmas. I really love it. From what I understand about this fragrance is that it has made up of the base fragrance of perfume and aftershave, and that's all it has in it. So what it does is it picks up like your natural scent, and it is actually quite nice. I know what you're thinking. Your natural scent, it mixes with this stuff that's in the bottle, so no two people smell the same. So Eccentric 1, Molecule 1, if you get the chance to have some, they're pretty hard to come across. I think Paul got me it for Christmas. He had to go to Harvey Nichols here in the UK at a department store, but if you can get yourself some of that, it smells amazing, and no two people will smell the same, so get it. Tea or coffee? I'm a huge coffee drinker. I have a 4-shot Americano from Starbucks. I got a few years ago an espresso machine for Christmas. So one of my favourite things to collect, this is really sad, are coffee cups. So if you see any funny cups, you know, take a picture, send me it via Twitter or Snapchat, because I guarantee you I'm gonna love it. And to be honest, I have cups in my car, cups on my desk at work, cups beside my bed. Wherever I am, you're guaranteed that if it's not a travel mug, there will be a cup or some kind of vessel to drink from. It's one of my quirky things I like, cups. What would you name your children if you had any? So, obviously I have 2 beagles. They're called Piper and Archie. I have 2 cats, Poppy and Kilo. Children, haven't really thought about what I might name children. I think being responsible for other human beings is quite a big commitment, and I don't feel like I'm ready for that commitment right now, so to name them, well, my mum's name was Christine, my name was John, Paul, I don't know, PJ, is that even a name? Chris, I don't know. I'm going to come back to you on that another day. What sports do you play or have you played? I have never played any sports. I'm really, really rubbish with anything competitive. I'm not a competitive kind of guy in terms of any physical activity. And despite the fact that my job is very physical, I teach fitness classes. So I'm going to say aerobics. That is kind of a sport. I'm by no means competitive, but it is what I do on a regular basis. So aerobics. What is your favourite book? I love anything by Douglas Coupland. If you get the chance to check out Douglas Coupland, my favourite book by him is Girlfriend in a Coma, and yes, I've got a new book on my bedside cabinet called Worst Person Ever, and I cannot wait to read that book. But Girlfriend in a Coma, if you check out Amazon, go buy it. It is amazing. I promise you, you will love that book. Who are some of your favourite YouTubers? I'm going to say next on that question. If you have a look at my videos previously, you'll see who my old favourite YouTubers were. No, I will answer the question. Graveyard Girl, Bunny, I love you, girl. You're my favourite YouTuber for life. Living for Bunny. I'm going to link her down below. What is your favourite movie? So I have the attention span of a tadpole, literally. I'm really, really bad with movies. I recently seen Bad Moms, that was quite funny. I think my favourite movie of all time though has to be Mean Girls. So I can probably quote it off to you, and if you have a favourite Mean Girls quote, tweet it to me. I'll leave my Twitter details in the bio below, and I will respond with more Mean Girl quotes. Are you single or taken? I am married. I will do meet my boyfriend well, actually he's my husband tag. I will do that at some point in the future so that you get to know who Paul is. What's your idea of an ideal first date? So Paul and I's first date, we went for coffee. My idea of an ideal first date, I think, is probably like going for a walk along the beach, getting some ice cream. There has to be some food related. I love food, and although I'm having like a glass of wine, it's probably one of my 1 or 2 glasses of wine that I have a year. I tend not to drink, so drinking on a first date is a definite no-no. Movies, I've addressed that. I'm not great at movies. So it would have to be dinner. How many girlfriends or boyfriends have you had? Several. Lots of boyfriends. Been on lots of dates, kissed a lot of frogs until I met Paul, and I have had maybe 1 or 2 serious girlfriends. My last girlfriend was a girl called Charlene. I was 16 at the time, and oh my god, I did not know what I was doing, what I was up to. Favourite memory from childhood? There are lots of favourite memories from childhood. One of my favourite memories though was taking a trip to France when I was about 8 or 9. I remember it really well because it was summer holidays. We get weeks of summer holidays in the UK, and I think it's like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that. It's a long time, I know that. And we went to France for the whole of the holidays. So the family just got up, we went to France, and I remember arriving back from France. We drove there in a van. It was before the Channel Tunnel, I think, so we had to get the ferry across. I'm sure we got the ferry across. It's a bit far back, I can't remember. And I remember driving back in the van, and we drove past my primary school at the time, and smoke was coming out of the primary school because it had just burned down. So that was a double whammy of a summer for me. Do you speak any different languages, and how well? No, I'm really poor. I think, you know, in Britain certainly we're quite lazy. We don't tend to learn many other languages. We just expect other people to be able to speak English. But I did learn French, and I can say a few phrases in French. Please don't talk to me in French because, oh my god, I will not know what you're saying, and I certainly probably won't know how to respond. Do I have any siblings? Yes, I do. That is a story time. Let me tell you. The answer is yes, but there is a story time there. We will call my story time My Secret Family. How would you describe your fashion sense? So I don't have fashion sense. I'm not really into fashion. I normally found wearing sportswear. I wear a lot of joggers, a lot of hoodies, a lot of t-shirts. Even the jeans that I'm wearing right now are stretchy Reebok jeans that you would be able to go to the gym in if you wanted to. But yet jeans, trainers, pretty laid back, pretty casual, nothing fancy from me, I'm afraid. What is your favourite restaurant? So, Paul and I went to this restaurant in a place called Scottsdale in Arizona last year. It was in a place called the Omni Resort. The restaurant there was just amazing. But in terms of casual dining, I have to say that I prefer to eat in the States than I do in the UK. I like P.F. Chang's, we don't get that here. I love Chili's, we don't get that here. But if I'm here in the UK, Nando's, chicken, pretty easy. Yeah, I like that type of food. I love Chinese food though. What are some of your favourite TV shows? I love Friends. Who doesn't love Friends? I also like to watch some documentaries, so I watch a lot of YouTube though. I spend most of my time watching YouTube, but the last documentary I watched actually was today, and it was The Countdown to Zero. It's on Netflix, and it is about nuclear weapons and the threat of a nuclear war. How boring am I? PC or Mac? I have a MacBook. I got it last year. It was my very first MacBook. I have an Apple Watch. I have an iPad. I have an iPhone, both for work and for myself. So I got a MacBook just to keep everything nice and easy. And I have to be honest, I replaced my Chromebook with the MacBook, and I would never use any other products. I'm quite like Apple. And what phone do you have? Well, iPhone 7. I have my questions loaded up here. So yeah, I have an iPhone 7. One of my bad habits, this is the final questions. It was actually 30 questions today. One of my bad habits, the thing that drives Paul really crazy, I have a few bad habits, but I always take a fresh towel and end up with mountains of towels everywhere. So even if I'm just drying my hands, I'll kind of hang it over a radiator in the spare room or whatever. So wherever you go, as well as there being lots and lots of cups, there are always lots and lots of towels. Another one of my bad habits is that I get super excited whenever I'm speaking to people, and I just get really itching to speak. So I have to really focus on not interrupting people and jumping in to tell my side of the story. It's rude. It's something I've done since I've been a tiny little boy. Most of my friends know about it, so they're cool with it, but I really need to make a very conscious effort not to be rude. So that's today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something more about me. Find me on social media. I am on Instagram, Snapchat, and I am dying for Twitter since last night. Thank you, Twitter family, for getting in touch with me. The links to my social media is down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell to see some of my videos that I come out with in the future. Thanks again for watching. Have a good night. Bye!